I've been in this role for 17 days now, staying in the maid's room, serving my wife as her personal assistant, morning and night, all weekend long. We've been married for over 10 years, and during the early days of our relationship, I shared my specific preferences with her. At first, we were both unsure about how to approach it, but I took the lead in guiding us through the experience, since it was my fantasy and I wanted it done a certain way. At times, it wasn't perfect, but we kept trying. After a few years, with a lot of work on both our parts, I finally reached a place where I felt I truly understood what it means to submit. Realizing it was my fantasy and my desire, I understood that to truly enjoy it, I needed to fully embrace submission to my wife, doing whatever made her happy. I learned that submission is all about ensuring her happiness, as she is the one in control. Once I accepted this, I started encouraging her to explore her dominant side, which she naturally has. Though she hadn't fully recognized it, she enjoys having things her way, which made it easier for us to create a dynamic that worked. Now, we've been doing this role play regularly for a few months, and it fits well with my ability to work from home. One night, I was sent to bed early as punishment because I had forgotten to wash her favorite pajamas. It wasn't a harsh punishment, but it was uncomfortable because I had to lie there reflecting on the simple mistake. I would have preferred something more direct, like a few swats, but it was a learning moment. The next morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. to start my duties. Mistress likes things done in a certain way, and it takes me a while to make sure everything is in place. Today was Friday, and she had a big meeting. The night before, I had selected her outfit and made sure everything was planned out. She's incredibly fashionable, and I'm lucky enough to be able to wear her clothes since we're the same size. I've long since turned the financial reins over to her, as my management wasn't as effective as I had hoped. After making sure the house was cozy, I set the bedroom stereo to play some soft Ella Fitzgerald to help her wake up gently. I stood by her bedside patiently as she tossed and turned, mumbling for a few more minutes of sleep. When I returned to the kitchen and came back 5 minutes later, she was on her phone, asking me to open the covers. I helped her out of bed and led her to the bathroom, where I waited quietly as she finished, prepared to carry out my next task. She asked me to start the shower, so I helped her out of her pajamas. As she looked at me, she asked if I was going to make sure everything was clean today. I confirmed, and she got into the shower. I prepared her outfit and placed it on her dressing stand, then tidied up the bed. After letting the dogs out, I made their breakfast while she showered. I enjoyed spending time with the dogs, they were like family to me. I returned to the master bathroom to prepare everything she would need, her robe, towels, etc. When she finished, I helped her dry off, offered her an espresso, and started applying lotion to her skin. As I worked, she looked at me and said, "All right, let's check your progress. Lift your skirt, I want to see your chastity device." I complied, lifting my skirt and showing her. "How long has it been?" she asked. 18 days, I replied. "I think that's a new record." "Good job," she said excitedly. "You deserve a reward for your patience. You're going to clean the house thoroughly today and set the table for 3. Then, I want you to prepare us a 3-course meal." She smiled. "But before that, check my purse. There's a gift for you." Inside, I found a lipstick from Sephora, Dolce & Gabbana in a beautiful red shade. "You'll be wearing that tonight," she added. "Yes, mistress," I replied, feeling a little overwhelmed by the task of hosting. I assumed her 2 friends were coming over, and they already knew about me. "Don't worry," she said, "you've got this. The house is already clean, so just focus on preparing a great meal and looking your best as my assistant tonight." "Yes, mistress, thank you," I said, smiling. We continued with our routine, and when she finished her hair, I helped with her makeup. I had gotten quite skilled at it over time. Next, I knelt before her to assist with her clothing. I helped her put on black satin panties, fastened her bra, and helped with her skirt and blouse. As I helped her slip into her Chanel jacket, I had a feeling something important was happening, but I knew better than to ask. I had learned that I should remain silent unless spoken to. "Remember," she said, "I have an important meeting today. Just do your job to the best of your ability and follow my instructions. Don't disappoint me. Understood, yes, mistress, I replied, curtsying. She motioned for me to go start her car. I went to the garage, warmed up her Mercedes, and then noticed my car, a powder blue Volkswagen Bug. I couldn't believe it was mine. I hurried back inside to find her applying her perfume. Missy, you're late, she scolded. This is your job, and I'm doing mine. She told me to kneel, and I did, bowing my head with my hands clasped behind my back, not knowing what to expect. She lifted my chin, looked deep into my eyes, and said, "You better not mess up today, and that meal better be amazing." She kissed me, which made my heart flutter, and then said, "I love you. I'll see you at 7. She left, and I watched her drive away, feeling a mixture of excitement and anxiety. Realizing I hadn't eaten, I quickly made myself some food and coffee. I grabbed a pen and paper to plan the 3-course meal. The house was spotless, so now I needed to focus on the meal. I decided to make a potato leek soup, a watercress salad, and a roast with potatoes. I went back to my room to get ready for the store. I had uniforms in my closet, but I needed something more appropriate for shopping, so I borrowed a simple skirt and sweater from my mistress's closet. I dressed like any woman casually heading out to shop, aiming for a simple, understated look to blend in. After all, I had no choice, I was a maid with a lot of tasks to manage. I got dressed, grabbed my shopping list, and took my little Volkswagen Bug to the store. When I got home, I was surprised by how much I could fit into the small car. It amused me. However, I was stressed with everything I still had to do. I needed to perfect my uniform, hair, and makeup, set the table, and make sure everything was ready. As I went to change into my work uniform, I noticed a garment bag hanging in my closet that I hadn't seen before. The ribbon and tag with a red lipstick print caught my attention. It said, "Wear me." I opened it to find the most stunning black satin maid's uniform with a bib apron. I couldn't help but admire it, it was perfect. I convinced myself that tonight's dinner was going to be fun, assuming my wife's friends were coming over. After changing into my work attire, I set the table. My experience working at a 4-star restaurant during college helped, and it didn't take long to make the table look beautiful. I smiled as I admired my work, then moved to the kitchen to get the meal prepared. By 4 o'clock, I was confident everything was in place. The house looked immaculate, the table was gorgeous, and the wine and champagne were chilling. I began getting myself ready, hanging up the maid's uniform and opting for a quick bubble bath to relax and ensure I was perfectly smooth. I washed my short bob hair and loved how fresh everything smelled. Afterward, I slipped into my lingerie, then the maid's uniform, which fit perfectly. I did my hair and makeup, making sure I looked pretty, but not too much, just like my mistress wanted. Everything was set, and I was ready to receive her. I heard my mistress's car pull into the driveway and the garage door open. Looking out the kitchen window, I saw her with 2 women I didn't recognize. My heart raced. Who were they? What was happening? But then, I realized, wasn't this exactly what I wanted? I took a deep breath and said to myself, yes, this is what I wanted. I opened a kitchen cabinet where I'd mounted a mirror, checked my reflection, and smiled. I whispered, "I am a maid," checked my lipstick, and turned to prepare for the guests, ready for whatever was to come. If you appreciated this story and wish to show your support, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel.